Welcome in, y'all. It's Timeshare Clarence. It's June 17th, 2024. And this is a continuation of video I started just talking about being violence, the impact of violence in my life. I was really trying to think about the memories I had from my early childhood that were based around violent situations. So today, because I don't want this to be too long because I got to get to work, it was two things when I was really trying to think back, like, okay, really what were the things that stood out as far as violence when I was young? And one of the first things that came to mind, which I haven't thought about in a long time, which also provides a little bit more insight into why I really just wanted to fight my oldest brother Deven so much when I got older. So I remember two situations where, and I'm the youngest, so I'm 4 years younger than Deven and 2 years younger than Crystal. But I remember two situations, and I want to say I was probably around 6 or 7. But as kids, we were always outside playing. It really wasn't a lot of adult supervision, and it was rarely ever just me and my siblings. So when we were young, my parents had developed a friendship with this lady, Janelle, and her two kids would be around us a lot. So Angel and Cameron. So I remember two times. One time we were at Janelle's house, and I don't know what caused it. I really have no memory of what was the catalyst. I just remember that Deven smacked Crystal in the face, and smacked her hard. So me and Deven are close in complexion. Crystal is a little bit darker than us, and Deven smacked Crystal in the face. So I would say if I was 6 or 7, then again, she 2 years older than me, he's 2 years older than her. So he smacked her in the face hard enough to leave his handprint on her face. Like her face was welted up and bruised. So I remember that. And again, don't remember the catalyst or the cause, just remember my brother smacking my sister in the face and her face being bruised and swelled up. So he did that one time when we were at Janelle's house. And then I remember we lived in this trailer park, and one time he did it again when we were in the trailer park. We were down the street, and I do remember that time we were the boys was playing basketball. I don't know what the girls was doing, but I mean, all kids argue. I see Sophia and Micah argue, and they hit each other, and I try to tell them to stop, and I try to stress how important it is for them to have a good relationship and be nice to each other and protect each other instead of trying to hurt each other. And this is, again, what came to mind from my childhood. So I think more than just whatever happened with me, I think I had a lot of resentment and animosity towards Deven because of the way he interacted with Crystal. And I really don't recall being particularly close with Crystal when we were growing up, but now we're really close. But I do remember always wanting to protect her. So me being the youngest and the smallest, I wasn't really in a position to do that. So I tried to make up for it when I got older. So those are two situations that I can remember where it was violence that I was exposed to. And I know Deven got in trouble, but it's just it just stood out so much that he just smacked my sister in her face like that. And then the other situation that, as far as violence, that I remember wasn't something I witnessed, at least I didn't see. So whenever we would get in trouble where we were gonna get a whooping, right? My mom, I remember, so now we're in Michigan. This is after St. Louis. So I don't really think we was getting like whooped with switches or anything like that. But I remember my mom had this belt, this like leather belt. It was pretty thick. And I don't remember what was on it. I think her name was on it, but I'm not certain. I just remember it had something on it. It was a leather belt. It was pretty thick. And, you know, hated getting whoopings with that belt. So sometimes we would try to hide the belt, and we would know where the belt was, but we just didn't want a whooping. So I remember, I don't know what the cause was. I just remember Crystal getting a whooping. So my mom, and we in the trailer, so my mom and dad room is at one end of the trailer, and then me and Deven share a room, and Crystal's room is next to ours at the other end of the trailer. And Crystal about to get a whooping. So Crystal getting a whooping. My mom go in the room with Crystal, and you just hear my mom hitting Crystal with the belt, Crystal screaming and yelling. And then it's like this loud crash. And my mom used to decorate all the time. So it was like pictures up on the wall and stuff. So it was like, I think I remember a picture like falling off of the wall, and I'm just hearing it. My dad was in my parents' room. So it's like, and I'm supposed to get in trouble too, right? So just by hearing what was going on in the room, I was terrified. Like I literally went and begged my dad to whoop me because I didn't want my mom to whoop me, because whatever the hell was going on with her and Crystal, I just knew my mom was going to be furious because Crystal used to try to run and grab the belt and all of this stuff. I pretty much would try to just take my whooping. So I'm just lay there, take my licks, cry, whatever. But like Crystal was not trying to do that. So I know she was in there doing the most, and that's gonna piss my mom off, and then I'm gonna get it even worse. So I literally went and begged my dad to whoop me. And the reason I'm going through this stuff is because at 41, the memories that I have, I feel like if it's still in my head, it has to be some relevance. It has to be some significance. And therefore it has to have an impact on who I became and influence, you know, who I'm becoming. So those are two more situations where violence had an impact on me at a very early age in my life. And I still remember those situations. Like, and it's just crazy to think that a child would go literally beg one of their parents to hit them so that the other parent doesn't hit them. So that's crazy. But it's gonna be a lot more of this, so I don't want to make any of these too long. But those are, when I started trying to think about early childhood violence that I was exposed to or subjected to, those were two of the things that came to mind. Deven smacking Crystal a couple times in her face when we was kids, and then Crystal getting a whooping, and me being scared just from hearing whatever was going on in the room, to the point where I literally went and begged my dad to whoop me. So again, trying to work through this stuff, trying to put this stuff out there, because I think it's so much stuff that my parents didn't share with me, my grandparents didn't share with me, aunts, uncles, whatever, like older generations didn't pass on this information to really process and take advantage of and get better from. So I'm just trying to do my part for the people that come after me. So for anybody listening, appreciate y'all tuning in. Timeshare Clarence. Until next time, peace.